when I matched, it was really one of the more incredible experiences that I've had in my life. You know, you dream of being in a place like this for a really long time, especially if you've, been on the trail of sports.
It was really a dream come true and a validation of a lot of years of hard work. Coming back after being here as a research assistant has been an incredible opportunity.
I still remember the month I matched. Actually, I had proposed to my wife in Lisbon, Portugal 2 weeks earlier. And I remember the week before I proposed, I had a sense that she would say yes, but I wasn't sure if Steadman would say yes.
We were applying during the COVID season, and so a lot of our experiences and our interviews were all done virtually. I just remember my heart kind of skipping a beat as I looked at my email, saw the good news, and I was ecstatic.
Matching here was unbelievable. It was such a good feeling. It was my number one choice, and I would do it all over again in a second.
I think the biggest difference between the first year and the second year is when you come in with the mindset of being a sports fellow, you're like, I'm only here for 12 months. I'm gonna try to make the most of my time here. Having an opportunity to come back as a second year, it feels like home.
When it comes to the attendings, there's two different aspects. There's the surgical aspect, the technical aspect. We're learning from surgeons who literally wrote the book. On the other hand, there's the human aspect. They're genuinely interested. Combining the two of those, I kind of take that as a model for how I should act moving forward in my own practice.
Since I was here as a research assistant, I've known it's been the best sports medicine fellowship in the country. And I got to see that firsthand on the research side.
We have a mentorship model here where you're with one staff the entire time for your block. That's one of the reasons why I was drawn to the Steadman Clinic. Experience them all and then pick and choose what you like the best.
So the relationships with attendings has been like the highlight of this year. And they've been so supportive this year, especially I've had with my ACL and then also with the baby coming.
The research opportunities here at the Steadman Philippon Research Institute are really unmatched and unparalleled by any other institution. And there's a real emphasis on quality and not just quantity.
The surgical skills lab, there's really just an almost endless supply of specimens, implants, tools, and resources to really practice on. I don't think there's a better lab in the world.
The surgical skills lab is a special place near and dear to my heart. That's where I spent a lot of my hours as a research assistant. I think it's one of the things that sets the Steadman Clinic Fellowship apart.
I think a large part of going into orthopedic sports medicine is the team coverage aspect, including high school football, Vail Ski Club physicals, high school physicals.
To knock out 150 plus physicals with a couple co-fellows was an awesome experience. Certainly saw the appreciation in those families.
You don't start out as a sports medicine physician, as the head team physician for the New England Patriots. You start in high school with youth athletes and with their families and immersing yourself in a community.
We covered the Alpine team training with Dr. Viola, and it was one of my first times covering the U.S. ski and snowboard team, and it was just an awesome experience to be up there on Copper Mountain with the whole team. It was just one of the many ways in which Steadman has prepared us to help take care of the greatest athletes in the world.
I was fortunate to spend some time in Italy with the U.S. snowboard team, and I got to travel there with my wife, Bree, which was fantastic and a lot of fun. The team took me on right away, made me feel like one of their own.
The things that you normally only see on TV, you're seeing behind the scenes, which was really neat. I hope to stay involved.
I was able to go to training camp down in Chile with the women's downhill team and then went to Georgia, the country. And actually my husband was able to come with me on that trip. And both of those were absolutely incredible experiences. It's something I'm going to continue with in the future.
Being here with my co-fellows, building close friendships that are going to last a lifetime is something that's really special to me.
Watching my kids learn how to ski and watching them become friends with the other fellows' children, it's been an experience unlike any other.
Working with the other fellows has been unbelievable. They've become more or less my second family out here. I think that we had an amazing class. It's been one of the best years because of it.
It has been truly everything that I hoped that it would be.
The mentorship here at the Steadman Clinic is very special, and I think that started with Dr. Steadman and his legacy.
Building stronger relationships with all of my orthopedic heroes has been a very special opportunity.
To leave the Steadman Clinic, I feel like I'm able to go out and be much more confident as a surgeon and competent as a surgeon and do some of the procedures that I never thought I would be able to do.
This fellowship year, I think, has been the best year of training so far, and definitely one of the best in my life for sure.
Not everybody gets to say that they were a part of the Steadman Clinic and the Steadman Philippon Research Institute family. I'm very proud.
This fellowship year has been the absolute best year of my training of my adult life.
Perhaps the biggest honor is having the opportunity to stay on as a surgeon at the Steadman Clinic. It's a dream come true. I'm going to make the most of it.
I would like to thank my parents and my sister. Behind every good soldier, there's a big army, and so they've supported me from undergrad to med school to residency and beyond.
I mean, first and foremost, I have to thank my wife. We've been together for 20 years. We've lived all over the country together. We're finally coming into the end of our educational experience. I wouldn't have been able to do any of this without her.
My family, they've been invaluable. My wife has sacrificed so much of her own dreams to help facilitate me getting to this point. Thank you.
I'd like to start by thanking my family and especially my parents. As first-generation immigrants who came from India to become physicians, they really paved the way for me. Most of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Dr. Krupali Choksi, who has been with me from day one.
First and foremost, I want to thank my wife, Bree, for everything she's done for me and my training. I'd like to thank my kids. And I really can't say enough about the attendings here. They've all had such an impact on my life and my career. I can't thank them and their teams enough.
Thank you to my family, mom and dad, brother, sister, and everyone who've supported me this entire way, understood when I couldn't necessarily come home for holidays. This has really been an amazing 10 years.
Thank my family that's here with me, especially my wife Heather, who has been selfless in her support of me, especially as a 43-year-old sports medicine fellow.
First, I have to thank my husband, who continuously moves to follow me all across this country. My parents, because I live in their house for free for the year. And then, all of the attendings who've been here, they really took an interest in me as a learner, as me as a person.
The reality is I've more or less been MIA from my family for a long time throughout all my training, and so I have to thank them for letting me come in at random times when they're not expecting me, but it's been a long journey and it's finally coming to the end, and it's been fantastic.
What I've done a lot of this year is really done a lot of reflecting, like an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the people who've made this possible. Obviously, none of this could have been done without the support of my wife and my family. I think all of our families made sacrifices.